Hello and good day to you. My name is Nathan and I'm back here at the workbench for part 2 of my Brookside icehouse build. When you last saw me, we were finishing up on the interior bracing of all the wooden parts so as not to cause warping for when we were going to prime and paint. However, a funny thing happens when you read the instructions. You tend to see things that you want to take care of before you start painting, and these instructions are no exception. And speaking of reading and familiarizing yourself with the instructions, I did just that, and I finally found out what this piece was. Now, if you remember, this was a random piece that I couldn't really match to anything until I read the instructions. Then I realized that this stupid piece right here, this piece is used for two things. Number one, at the top you have these vents that are on either end of the building. It's part of that. And number two, the bay doors. So I have to cut out individual pieces for each bay door, and not only that, according to the instructions, I have to trim them too. And look at that. That's what I have to do. I have to trim like these little bits and pieces that crisscross all over the door. That'll be fun. But you know what? I look forward to it. I look forward to the challenge. I look forward to the challenges these kids bring me, because without challenges, these things would be just boring. And who would want to build a boring kit anyway? That aside, notwithstanding, the thing I'm going to do in this video is build out the platform that sits at the front of the icehouse. This nice long platform that has these support beams and everything. Now the instructions suggest that this be built in its entirety before you paint. So that's really the main reason why I'm holding off on the paint. That, and it's been kind of rainy recently, so I wanted to get on a day where it's not A, rainy, and B, hot and muggy, because I don't really do well with heat. Nevertheless, so this episode is going to be all about building the platform that sits at the front of the icehouse. And I think I'm going to build some sort of jig to make this, because I have 10 different legs I need to build, and doing that over and over again by hand may be a little difficult. So we'll see how it goes. I'll utilize the chopper like I did last time, and well, let's get started. Okay, I have my handy dandy instructions in front of me. I have my chopper. I have the parts that I need. Now, according to the instructions, all I need are the blue end and the red end bits of wood. So instead of picking those out, it's easier to actually pick out the ones I don't need, which are the white ended ones. Looks like black ended, and looks like a little piece of wire to be used for the lighting fixtures. And that's all the pieces there. Alright, so get all my blues. Blue, 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 blue. I got all my blues. And I got all my reds. Okay, now the first thing it asks to do in the instructions is to cut two pieces of the blue 7 1/4 inch long. These are going to be the braces that go the full length of the dock. So this one I'll just use a straight razor and a ruler to mark it out. Double check that. It's good. Now just match the cut with what I have here. There we go. So now I got my two pieces, which should stretch the length of the dock, which it does, has a little overhang, but once we glue it all, I can cut it up and smooth it out on each end. I'll set those to the side for the time being, because I want to get to chopping. That's the fun part. So, according to the instructions, I need 20 pieces of the red strip wood at 2 1/8 inch long. So let's get that measured out here. Now with this particular chopper, it does have measurements on the top edge there, but they don't really line up with the blade itself, so I don't use them. You might have seen me do this on the last video, but I like to just put a straight edge ruler on it and then just set the blade over top of the cut that I want. So I have it set at 2 7/8. I butt that straight edge of the chopper guide against that. So now I have a template for 2 7/8 inch long wood. I'll cut the first one, make sure it's flush against that backboard. Alright, and then measure it out, 2 1/8. I love it. Now let's chop away. And these spare parts here I can probably use for the doors on the model, for the bay doors. So it looks like I'm only going to get about 3 pieces per stick. And make sure when you remove the cut piece from the board, make sure it's completely removed from the cutting area where the blade sits. I have been known to kind of speed through these and end up cutting pieces in half that I did not intend to cut in half, which wastes wood. See if we can double it up. Danger! I'm in the danger zone. Highway to the danger zone. Highway to the danger zone. 6, 9, that's 15. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Applause, please. Thank you, thank you. So I have my 20 bits for the cross members. Now these are the bits that make the X's across the 2 supported beams. I need 20 of those, and guess what? Need 20 of the other beams too. I love that. When you bundle it all together, it's all flat on top. That's the great thing about the chopper. Alright, so we got the blues. What do they need for the blues? 1 15/16. Alright, so let's bring this in, and we need 1 15/16. So 16th is there. Bring it in just a smidge. That's all I need there. Cut our first piece. Okay. Check it out. 15/16. There it is. All right. To town we go. Double trouble. Got 9, 15 coming up right here. 20. Ooh. There's only 1 blue left. Hoo 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 hoo. So with that, all my chopping seems to be done. Oh. Oh, this is gonna be fun. No wonder there's so much red. I need to cut 19 pieces 5/16 long. 5/16. Ooh, these are tiny. Here it goes. Ooh, that made a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Hoo-hoo, I made extra. So I got 19 right there. All told, we made 23. Okay. I think that's all the cutting for now. Perfect. I got my glue brush. I got my glue tray hiding somewhere. Huh. Gonna need a new one. First thing to do. Oop. Not too much. First thing to do. Take this, and I want to refer to the elevations on the back for the spacing they're in. So one needs to go against the back, flush with the back. Oh no, there's glue on my fingers. Okay, get my flat edge, place and push. Throw some clamps for additional support. All right, so that shouldn't take too long to dry. Now, according to the instructions, the second one needs to be 3/4 of an inch away from the other. Is it the inside or the outside edge? Outside edge, interesting. Go ahead and undo these. So I will measure 3/4 of an inch there, and I will tick it. And the other 3/4. Double check that. It's good, it's good, it's good, it's good. Paint, paint, paint that glue. Paint, paint, paint that glue. And then find the tick over there. Find the tick over here. Check the spacing in the middle. Oh, what do you know? My square is exactly 3/4 of an inch wide. So I can just check that against it. Ain't that convenient? And now that we have both sides, I'm going to go ahead and shave off the edges so they're flush. That's good enough. That's good enough for me. Now all these little booger pieces, they actually will go along here. 19 and counting. Those will be fun to glue. Okay, now it's time to make all those pesky little cross braces. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a jig for it. And I'm going to use a piece of old styrofoam, a photocopy of the elevation, and some good old-fashioned parchment paper. You don't need a really big piece of parchment paper, although I do want to keep it the same size as the piece of foam. And then my cross bracing from the elevation, I'll just cut that out. I'm just going to take some craft glue. And then on goes the parchment paper. Just let that sit for a few seconds. All right, now I have that. So with that, I want to create some guides. And what do you know? I have some spare wood. So I'm just going to glue some of these spare pieces of wood directly onto this jig on the outside edges. Line that up with the drawing. Alright, so now we have the jig. Press it down, and this is what's going to be used to create all the pieces. So the plan is to take your vertical slats and put them in each one of these, and then glue a cross member. Then I'm going to take it, flip it over, and glue the other cross member. Because if you look at the pictures, these cross beams are on the opposite sides of each bar. Just to show you what I'm going to do, because I'm not going to do them all, it's going to take way too much time. I'm going to start with just one. And through the magic of editing, we'll have 10. Place the first one there, second one there. They seem to be a little longer, but that's okay. We'll cut it up real good. Let that side sit for a second. Maybe flip it over, press it down. I was hopeful it was going to fall out, but no, I guess not. Alright, so we got one. I'm going to cut that up a little bit. There we go. Flip it around. Now I have a feeling I'm going to have to cut this too, so I'm going to take the part that I just cut off, match it up with what I have here, and just snip it. And then the second one gets glued. There it is. There is my first legs. Nice and even, parallel, ready to be duplicated 9 more times. Woohoo! Halfway done! Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! The last one has been made. All 10 have been built. And this worked really well, aside from some of the parts breaking off midway. I'm very happy with this jig, and it saved me a heck of a lot of time from having to compare this against the screen and all this other mess. I'm just happy that it's over with. And I can just do away with this because I won't need that anymore. Alright, so now the next step is to get these onto here. So, to do that, I need my elevate. Where the heck did I put it? Oh, there you are. Alright, I want to use the elevation so I can space these out properly. Let's see what the instructions say. So it actually says to place this on the elevation. You know what, I'll just draw it out. Of the cross bracing. So the cross bracing is going to sit on what is the right end of that line. Let's see how it goes. I'm going to put a glob of glue on this. Uh-oh. It's not quite long enough. Alright, I got an idea for that. Hey kids, don't cut towards yourself, okay? That didn't sound good. Ugh, That sounds nasty. Thankfully, that snapping you're hearing, except for this part here, well, it's just glue. So here's what I'm going to do. I got these parts here. I am going to space it out. Okay. At the same time, dab of glue, oops, this way. Yep, dab of glue here, dab of glue there, and just glue it into place. Perfect. All right. Now all I have to do is do that a bunch of times over. Oh, this is tedious. So much work. So much precision. But by God, it's going to look so beautiful when it's done. It's looking awesome. Now let me stand it up for you. Oh, look at that. Well, it's not completely flat, but that's okay. Doesn't have to be for what I intend to do. Because not only am I going to finish this model, I'm going to use this as an opportunity to create a diorama with this model as the centerpiece. If I'm creating that diorama, I won't need to have a flat surface. I could fudge it with the use of foliage and things like that at the base of all these pylons. But just to give you a closer look, here it is. It looks so wonderful. I'm really happy with the results. And I think I'm going to end this right now, so I won't bore you with the other bits, putting these 5/16 pieces on or anything like that. But next time you see it, you'll see a completed platform. And for sure next time we're going to do some painting. And I hope to see you there. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, air your grievances, whatever you want to do. I look forward to seeing you next time.